Hi, fellow traders. Man, I hope you guys are having a good week. And we're almost to the end of the week. And it's just been crazy. For me, it's been a crazy couple of weeks. I went from averaging just under 10 tickets a day to averaging over 35 tickets a day. And I haven't really changed the way I trade so much. It's responding to what the market is giving me. It's like trades that I would be in for like 30, 45 minutes and have an extended move. I'm only getting one move, getting a base hit, and then I'm having to trade again. So, I'm making money, but I'm trading in a way that I'm not really comfortable trading. It creates a little bit of anxiety for me. I make more mistakes. So fortunately, I'm able to manage my risk. I'm able to know when I need to stop. If you didn't get to see the session last night, the final session in the trader's mindset, we talked about all of that. So you guys want to go back to the members area and watch this last session. I think it's worth its weight in gold. But we also talked about anxiety. Because anxiety can kill you as a trader. It really can. So there's some tips. There's 5 things that you can do that can help you right away. It doesn't take a whole lot of work. There are 5 easy ways that you can help manage your anxiety. And you probably heard some of these before. Some of them you probably heard and just dismissed. But this is something that you really need to pay attention to. And I'm gonna be honest with you. One of the things that hurt me the most are a lot of the members discount the mental aspect of trading when trading is over 90% mental, and discounting it and not spending time working on that is only setting yourself up for failure. So it hurts to see people pretty much ensuring themselves to fail. No matter how hard they work, if you don't focus on the right stuff, then you're going to fail as a trader. So there's 5 quick things that you can do to help with your anxiety. The first one, have a well-defined trading process. From beginning to end. How you start your day. How you find the stocks to trade. It needs to be a process that you follow every day. One of the biggest reasons new traders that come in fail is because, not just because they're undercapitalized, but they don't have a process. They fail to develop a process. They try to follow somebody and just piggyback off what they do versus taking what they're learning from whoever they're learning from and making, building it and shaping it so it fits their own. But you really need to have a process. You definitely need to start following somebody that has a process that you can connect with and that's going to help you get to where you want to be. Next, you want to trade stocks that move slower, that can give you larger moves. That a lot of the anxiety comes from trying to be quick. I know with me, trying to trade stocks that move really fast just brings that anxiety out in me. My hands start shaking. My stomach starts to feel queasy. I know that's not for me. So I started trading stocks that may cost a little bit more than the $2 and $3 and $5 stocks, and I trade with less size so that I have a larger move and I can make the same or more money with less stress, less anxiety, and still be safe at the end of the day. So that's something that you can start looking at. If you are solely looking at these small cap, low float runners and you really can't get situated, try these other stocks. Now, some people love that, and some people can thrive off of that, but a lot of people can't. Not everybody can do that. I have dyslexia, I have dyscalculia, and I struggle with it every day. And I know, because I've trying to trade these momentum stocks, it just doesn't work for me. So that's one thing you can do. Another thing is trade smaller size. But if you switch stocks and you start trading larger size stocks or larger price stocks with larger moves, then you're going to trade smaller size. So that's going to kind of work hand in hand. But oftentimes the anxiety comes from being in with a large size. Let's say you're trading a $5 stock. For me to trade a $5 stock and make decent money on it, I'm going to have to take 5,000 shares. So what if something happens and the stock moves against me 50 cents like that? Something happens and it drops. I'm down $2,500. If it drops $1, I'm down $5,000. Whereas if I'm trading a stock that's $50 and I've only got 300 shares and it drops $1, I've only lost $300. And I can deal with $300 loss, but dealing with a $5,000 loss in a matter of seconds is no fun. All right, so trading smaller size, I think that's going to help you out. The other thing, hide your P&L. Both of them. Not just the one that shows what you're making while you're in that trade. Your accumulative P&L for the day. And this is my opinion. I'm not saying that other people are wrong. This is just my opinion. That you should not track your P&L all day and try to hit a specific goal. Because what happens is if you're $25 away from a goal, instead of waiting for the perfect setup, you're going to just say, well, I can just take this trade and get 15 cents, make $50, and I have my goal. Then what happens if it goes against you and you lose $50 or you lose $100? Now what position is that going to put you in? So now your anxiety is building up because you're going to have to find a really good trade in order to make your daily goal. And if you can't do it and you keep losing, you could start $25 away from a goal and then end up $250 in the hole. So for me, I could care less what I make that day. My goal is to try and get everything out of the market that the market wants to give me. That's it. Whether I make $5 that day or whether I make $500, it doesn't matter. At the end of the week, if your whole focus is on maximizing your efficiency in the market and not trying to hit this monetary goal or that monetary goal, at the end of the week, you're going to be surprised at how much more money you're making versus trying to just focus on hitting a number. But like I said, that's my personal opinion. That works wonders for me. It works for a lot of the guys I teach. So, that's why I'm sharing that with you. But last but not least, reflect after every trade. Sometimes it's not feasible to do it in the middle of the day. Wait until after the market and reflect on your trades. That's what I do in this recap video. I'm actually reflecting on my trades and I'm sharing with you my thoughts and all of that. So that helps me see what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, and then I'm able to fix it. So it's really, really important, guys, that you reflect. That's probably one of the most important things you can do to actually shorten your learning curve. That's something that I've done that helped shorten my learning curve and get me profitable, in a respectable time frame. So that's my message for you today. I hope these things, if you incorporate a couple of them, it's going to help you. But if you can do all of these, you're going to see some significant changes in your mindset during your trading day. That's one thing that I can guarantee. All right, so let's take a look at today. First, we'll look at the SPY. And you can see over the last 6 days, we pretty much traded in this tight channel here. It's it's not even a wide channel. And I just have the feeling that this market is out of steam. That's just my thought. Based on being in the market every day, I just feel like it's time for it to pull back. Even if it only pulls back to the 20. I just think it's time for it to pull back. I'm thinking it's going to be a deeper pullback, only because fundamentally it needs to do that. I think we're just in a stress part. It's, the market is over all this political stuff. It's not even affecting the market for the most part. The virus, even though the numbers are bad, we've got the vaccine that's getting put out. People are really confident that this is going to help get everything back together. Everybody is looking at our future this year as being really, really bright. But the market needs to take a breath. So I'm thinking that it's going to come back. I kind of positioned myself. I took some of my swing off because I just had that feeling. I'd rather be safe than sorry. But that's what I'm thinking about as far as the market is concerned. I talked a little bit about it Sunday when we did our market analysis. Plus, the market is closed on Monday. So we have a long weekend. Tomorrow's the day before the long weekend. And I just think that we may have a pretty bad day tomorrow. All right, so this first trade out of the gate this morning was my SQ. I was looking for an opening range breakout, and sure enough, I got in. It went up a little bit, and then wham, it stopped me out. Now, yeah, my stop was a little tight. It's a little bit tighter than normal, but that's how I'm running things right now. I'm running things a little bit closer to the vest because of the way the market has been trading. So I'm okay with that. This was a planned stop. I knew if we breached a certain point, I was taking it off. And sure as hell, once I took it off, it started running back again. And it did, make the move up. I would have gotten to my first target before it came back and took me out. So I waited. And I waited for it to break the channel here. We wicked over it here. And then this candle opened and, showed some strength. So I got in and wham. As soon as I got in, it took me back out before it went back up. And this is what I'm dealing with. Now, this can be extremely frustrating. But this is the market that I'm dealing with. It's really choppy. And I'm just having to keep things close to the vest. I'm not worried about being down early. I'm not, because I know later on in the day, the market tends to start to pay me back. And that's what we saw here. I waited. Once we got through all of this garbage, I got in. I tried this under the 200. Again, it snapped back on me. So I was like, okay, let me wait. It'll come back. And so we got back in again and made a beautiful trade here. I was waiting to see if we would get down to, I think it was the 229 was the last point I was looking for. But It didn't. Only had a couple, a few shares left just to see if it would get there. But a beautiful afternoon trade. You just have to be patient. There's no reason to get all bent out of shape and upset if the first trades don't work. Just be patient. Stick to what you do. The market, it usually comes back and brings you something. If it doesn't that day, it'll be here tomorrow. So just be patient and let it come to you. And that's what it happened on SQ. Now I'm sorry I had to break these up because as you see, I had so many damn tickets. There's no way in hell I can put it all on one like I used to. So I had to break this up. DAL, this was the next trade. So I bought and it broke over. Like here's a 5-minute opening range high right here. I had to wait because we were so close to the pre-market high. I had to wait until I felt comfortable with it establishing over. So I got in and it just started trading extremely crazy. Here, I accidentally added. I added 400 shares or 300. Let's see. I started with 300. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. No, 500 shares. I started with 500 shares. And then I turned around and accidentally added 300. And, I went ahead and took it off. I gave it a little bit to see what it was going to do. But it just, you could see the price action was just bad. And so I bailed out on it. I made a couple of bucks on it. And right here is when the conference call started at 10. And you got a big move out of it. But it was just non-tradable for me the rest of the day. I was looking for a run up into the 10 o'clock conference call, but it just didn't happen. So that was that on Dallas. Plug, a little base hit on an opening range breakdown. Shorted it here. Got the move down to the pre-market low, which was the first target. I didn't catch it right at the bottom, but close enough. And then it came back and stopped me out at break even, and you can see it just ripped all the way back up. But was able to get a base hit on this. These add up, guys. All right. They may not be as pretty as what we're used to, but these guys add up. PayPal, this was an accident. I accidentally shorted this. I had the PayPal chart up and I was in TSM. I was supposed to be taking TSM off and I accidentally sold PayPal short. I gave it a couple minutes. Look what the hell it did. I was like, okay, we're under the 200 and everything. I know this is a green candle, but we should reject this and come down. Look at what it did. Just bad. This is just bad luck, because this actually triggered a short on losing the 100. We had a nice window down to red to green, or the bottom of this channel here, but it just messed me up. This adds to your frustration too. When you mess up, but you have a good plan and the market, screws you. But it's just choppiness. That's all it is. It's just choppiness. Yes, if I was using my same trading dynamics to where I would give it a little bit more room, yeah, I probably would have caught this move. I would have caught the other moves this morning. But what would happen is the ones that didn't work, I would end up losing more money on. So I don't have a problem with this, and you'll see at the end of the day why. Because I've been green every day for the last several weeks. And I'm just going to continue doing what I'm doing because I like green. So Facebook, this was another one that I got pissed off with. I got in short. I went to put my stop in and it took me out because I typed in the wrong price. I just didn't get back in. I just left it alone because I was at lunch. I was like, shit, just let me eat lunch and I'll get back to it. So when I come back and look at this, you see what's happened. So the one thing I feel good about is that the market is giving me the moves that I want. It's just a little choppy right now. Can I size down and adjust it? Yeah, I can do that. And you'll probably see me make those adjustments. But, you know, like I said, I'm not going to stop with my, you know, risking what I'm risking. Because it's working and it's getting me through this market. This is typically the first 2 weeks. And the reason why I'm excited about this, the 2 weeks leading up to earnings are usually my worst weeks because we don't have any earnings plays. The stocks that I'm trading really don't have a catalyst, and I wasn't managing them well. So now I decided to kind of change some things up. I'm trying some things, and based on what I've learned, and it works. So I'm not going to really change what I'm doing. It's just I'm going to keep perfecting it. So TSM, this was the big one today. This was the big winner. I missed the opening range trade. This was on our watch list as well. This was the big one that I missed. And a lot of you guys in the room caught this and you got the really nice breakout. But what did I always tell you? If you miss the first move, don't worry about it. Just wait. It's going to come. You're going to get an opportunity to get in. Now, this wasn't a big pullback on the 5 minute. It was on the 2 minute. But I pretended that this was a channel. And I think I chased this a little bit. But we did get somewhat of a pullback and a hold of, this was actually the previous 52-week high right here. And we held it. So once we came back and we broke the high, I bought it and I took profit along the way. You know, 5 covers here. So I was on fire. I nailed it. So I'm like, okay, let's wait. We break the channel again. I get in and we ride the wave up again. All right. Then I try to get cute in short. Thinking I've got a reversal here. And I get in, have to stop out. And I think I flipped it long. Or did I? I don't know. No, I can't remember. But I shorted here. We got the covers. Then I bought it long. Took some off here. And then stopped out at break even. And so I just waited until it broke down. So once we broke the bottom of this channel never got taken out because this candle never made a lower low. So this channel was still in play. And then once I got it on the second break, and we just started taking profit here. Shorting it again, taking profit. And here's the final. The final one. Once we broke the 9, you know, we were able to make some money off of this. So incredible day. And this was the I don't even think I have all of the executions on here. There's so many that I might not have been able to get all of them on here. But you know, this was a big one today. On this one trade, 40 trades. This is, you know, the platform breaks up your trades a lot of times. Like this right here is all the same order. It just split it into 2. So this really isn't all the tickets. This is more than what tickets are. I had 54 tickets. But look at 3,500 shares bought altogether. $1,390 is what we locked in on TSM today. This was the big one. And I missed the opening range breakout, the biggest opening range. This was the home run opening range trade. I missed it, and I got stupid over here for a minute. This is where I realized I was getting out of control. So it was time to stop and eat your lunch and stop acting like a jackass. Slap yourself a couple times and then come back. And, that's what happened. But not bad. SQ, I did make most of my money back on this. Still was down $200. PayPal, the mistake, $173. That could have been a $500 trade easy. But just kind of missed that. But you see, missing those doesn't really mean a thing. If you stay focused, if you stay locked in, missing these trades don't mean anything. You can't let it get to you. Now, if I'd have let it really get to me and eat away at me, then this day would have been a train wreck. I could have easily had a $1,300 loss day, $1,300 losing day versus a $1,300 winning day. Very easily. But you got to keep it cool. So that's the focus for us this year, is to keep your cool, keep your head, keep your wits about you, and just stay focused. Don't worry about what happens. And if you can't shake it, take a walk and come back. We live to fight another day. So what happens if you blow up and you missed a couple of really good trades? It just makes the situation worse. All right, so swing trades, real quick. We closed out Chewy yesterday at 110. 52-week high. I could have just taken half off here and waited to see how far we could get. But, I said, let's not be greedy. Let's lock it in. On a 20 moving average crossover trade, the 52-week high is a target. And so we could always come back and use the 52-week high strategy to get in the swing trade again. So really nice. Altogether, $10,232. And I'm speechless. I am 100% speechless as how close did this thing come to stopping us out. All this had to do was take out that low and we were done. That's all it had to do. But it didn't. We made a nice trade. I mean, this is gonna be a really good month, provided I don't implode the last half of it. SBUX, this was a 20 crossover. This was a speculation trade here. You see, it never did trigger. For it to trigger, this candle had to open higher than this. It didn't, but I got in because I was like, it was a speculation thing. I expected it to run into earnings, and it still may do that. But here's what happened. We lost to 20, and then this candle came and stopped us out because it took out the low. Just like what would have happened here. We lost to 20. If this would have confirmed the loss of the 20, we would have been out. Never would have seen the 10 grand on this. But we're done with this. We got in APPS yesterday. It made a nice run up, almost to 60. It pulled back. The first target is a 52-week high. But today, because my assessment of the market, I went ahead and took half off at 60. Well, it says $59.99. I went ahead and took half off at 60. And this was the first target up here, the 52-week high. But we'll see if it gets there tomorrow. We'll see if it gets through it. And I could work out my profit the other way, because normally I would have taken 2/3 off here. So I can always take a little bit off, take a quarter of this position off, and kind of get myself back on schedule. So either way, again, being safe, more safe than sorry, locking in some profit. That's the name of the game. So that was it for me today. Pretty eventful day, a lot of fun. My whole week, now obviously my whole week hasn't been as good as today, but we've been doing good this week. A lot of base hits. Just working our way into profit. And that's what it's about. Not worrying about how much I make that day. Just worrying about taking advantage of everything that the market gives us. And that's what this is about. So you guys, have a great night, a great evening. We're going to try to finish this week out strong and go into our long weekend, ready to enjoy it and having a little bit of extra money to spend. Now, I can't go anywhere yet. It kills me that we can't travel yet, but we'll get there. So you guys enjoy your weekend, and I will see you tomorrow.